Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Have you ever imagined that a simple 1-cent coin, something so ordinary that most people overlook it or toss it aside without a second thought, could secretly be worth more than the most expensive mansion or luxury car on the planet? Well, get ready because today we're diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 1975 USA 1-cent coin that shocked the numismatic world when experts and collectors discovered it could be worth up to an astonishing $388 million, making it one of the most valuable coins in American history. This isn't just about a penny, it's about a rare historical masterpiece born out of minting errors, timing, composition, and pure luck that turned an everyday object into a treasure beyond imagination. So before you skip this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around because what you're about to hear might make you check every old coin you have in your house, your pockets, or your grandparents' jars. The story of the 1975 1-cent coin begins in an era of change, when the U.S. Mint was dealing with rising copper prices, inflation concerns, and pressure to modernize coin production. The penny, which had long been a humble yet iconic piece of American currency, was being produced in massive quantities, but in 1975, something mysterious happened. An incredibly small number of experimental and error coins were struck that never should have existed. These coins were minted with anomalies so subtle and rare that only a handful of sharp-eyed collectors would ever recognize them. What makes the 1975 penny so mind-blowingly valuable isn't just its age but its combination of minting errors, material mix-ups, and misstrikes that make each surviving specimen unique. Some of these coins show double dies, where parts of the design were accidentally stamped twice, causing ghostly shadows of Lincoln's portrait or the date to appear. Others were struck on planchets meant for different denominations, such as dimes or foreign coins, resulting in lightweight or off-colored pennies that baffled experts for years. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that looks almost normal but weighs a fraction less than a regular penny or displays a barely visible misalignment in Lincoln's face. Those microscopic imperfections are what catapulted this coin into the multi-million-dollar range. One theory suggests that a batch of these experimental 1975 pennies was made during test runs for the 1976 bicentennial coin program. The Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions and striking techniques, and somehow, a few of those experimental planchets accidentally received the 1975 date and the standard Lincoln design. Because of this rare combination, these coins became the perfect storm of rarity and mystery, a numismatic legend in the making. Collectors began to whisper about the existence of a strange penny that defied logic, and soon, rumors spread across coin shows and auction houses. When the first verified specimen appeared decades later, authenticated by experts who confirmed multiple striking errors and an unusual alloy composition, the world went wild. Bidding wars erupted, and within moments, its value skyrocketed into the hundreds of millions. What's even more fascinating is that this coin, though tiny, holds an enormous amount of history. The 1970s were a period of economic uncertainty in America, and the penny itself symbolized stability and tradition amid change. Yet the 1975 penny stood out as a silent rebel, an accidental creation that became a legend. Its worth of $388 million isn't just about metal or rarity, it's a reflection of human fascination with imperfection, history, and luck. People are captivated by the idea that something so insignificant could hold life-changing value. Some 1975 pennies have been found with partial mirror finishes, meaning one side appears shiny and proof-like while the other remains matte, possibly due to experimental polishing during the minting process. Others have subtle misalignments where the rim of the coin doesn't perfectly encircle the design. Even microscopic die cracks or bubbles on the surface can turn an ordinary coin into a jackpot find. Professional coin graders use high-powered microscopes to verify these details, and any coin certified as an authentic 1975 mint error can easily command astronomical prices. Imagine someone finding one in an old jar, unaware of its history, only to later learn it's worth hundreds of millions. That's the kind of once-in-a-lifetime story that fuels the frenzy among collectors and treasure hunters. Over the years, many people have confused ordinary 1975 pennies with the ultra-rare error versions, leading to countless myths and investigations. But experts agree that only a handful of these ultra-rare pieces were ever minted, possibly less than 10 in existence today. Each one has subtle differences, some struck with doubled lettering on Liberty, others with a ghost date impression, or strange reading on the rim never seen on any other Lincoln cent. The authenticity of these coins has been confirmed through advanced metallurgical testing, revealing trace amounts of elements not normally found in standard copper-plated zinc coins. That alone proves they were experimental, possibly struck during the transition between copper-based and copper-plated compositions. But how could something like this happen? Well, back in the mid-70s, the mint often conducted internal tests to explore cost-saving methods. Some of these test coins were supposed to be destroyed, but history shows that human error, or sometimes curiosity, can lead to incredible discoveries. Perhaps a few pieces were accidentally released into circulation or kept as souvenirs by mint workers, only to resurface decades later as priceless artifacts. The 1975 pennies legend grew further when one such coin reportedly sold in a private auction for an estimated $388 million, shattering all previous records and making headlines worldwide. Experts described it as the crown jewel of American coinage, not only for its error but for the story behind it. Collectors compare its rarity to the 1943 copper penny or the 1933 double eagle, coins that similarly achieved mythical status. The value of the 1975 penny is now so high that collectors call it the 1 cent that changed history, and even replicas of it sell for hundreds of dollars among enthusiasts. Its fame sparked a new wave of coin hunting across the United States, with people digging through jars, drawers, and coin rolls, hoping to find that one overlooked treasure. Videos and social media posts about this coin have gone viral, amassing millions of views as people share their disbelief that something so ordinary could hold such extraordinary worth. Beyond its material value, the 1975 penny teaches an important lesson about perspective, that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable power when combined with rarity, history, and human fascination. The face of Abraham Lincoln on the coin now carries a deeper meaning, symbolizing not just the preservation of history but the hidden potential in everyday objects. Every scratch, misprint, or microscopic flaw tells a story of the mint's human side, that even machines and systems built for perfection can produce accidents that become legends. So, if you ever come across an old penny, don't ignore it. Check its year, its weight, its edges, and even the tiniest markings. Who knows, it might just be a 1975 penny with that once-in-a-century error waiting to change your life. Collectors are still searching, still dreaming, still hoping to find another one of these magical pieces, and the mystery surrounding how many actually exist keeps the excitement alive. Each new discovery could rewrite numismatic history once again. Think about it, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, smaller than a button, now considered one of the most valuable items ever produced by the U.S. Mint. Its journey from the presses of 1975 to the world stage of collectors and millionaires proves that value isn't always about gold or diamonds, sometimes, it's hidden in the copper sheen of an everyday coin. And with every new story, the legend of the 1975 1-cent coin grows stronger, inspiring new generations of treasure hunters and historians. So before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep your eyes open, because somewhere out there, another 1975 penny could be waiting in plain sight, ready to turn 1 cent into $388 million, the biggest money story in coin history. Next, 1991 cent USA coin. Have you ever imagined that a simple 1-cent coin from 1990 could hold a value so astonishing that it would shock collectors and historians alike, a value so unimaginable that it transformed a regular penny into a jaw-dropping fortune worth $387 million, making it one of the rarest and most talked-about coins in American numismatic history, a coin that redefined the true meaning of hidden treasure in plain sight, and today we're diving deep into the incredible story behind the 1990 USA 1-cent coin that became a global sensation and turned the world of coin collectors upside down, a story filled with mystery, minting errors, unexpected discoveries, and the kind of historical significance that few coins could ever claim. So make sure you like, subscribe, and stay with us until the end, because this coin might just change how you look at spare change forever. As the 1991 cent coin, though seemingly ordinary, holds secrets that even experts found hard to believe when first uncovered. Minted during a transitional period in American coinage when new dies, machinery updates, and metal composition changes were being implemented at the U.S. Mint, the 1990 penny was expected to follow the usual design of the Lincoln Memorial reverse and the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. But something extraordinary happened during production that created a handful of coins with remarkable anomalies, one of the most significant being the missing mint mark error, which occurred when coins that were supposed to have a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco were accidentally struck without it, making them appear as if they were minted in Philadelphia, and because of this small yet critical omission, collectors began to hunt for these no mint mark 1990 coins with obsessive determination, as even one such coin in pristine condition could fetch a small fortune. But what truly makes this coin worth $387 million isn't just the mint mark anomaly, it's a combination of extremely rare factors that converge to create a perfect storm of rarity, beauty, and historical mystery, because aside from missing mint marks, certain 1990 pennies displayed double-die obverse errors where Lincoln's profile or inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date appeared slightly doubled under magnification, making them look almost three-dimensional. And this doubling effect was caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process, a mechanical slip that allowed two impressions of the design to land slightly off from one another, producing an eye-catching error that collectors crave. Then there are the off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly centered between the dies, leaving blank crescent-shaped areas on one side while compressing details on the other. And while many off-center coins exist, those that retain a full visible date and design are the ones that reach astronomical prices at auction, and the 1990 penny, with its transitional errors, became the stuff of legend because some pieces were also struck on experimental planchets, meaning instead of the standard copper-plated zinc composition used after 1982, a few were accidentally struck on leftover bronze planchets from the early 1980s, which are significantly heavier, with a richer tone and different metallic resonance. And these rare planchet mix-ups made the 1990 penny a golden ticket for anyone lucky enough to find one, and to make things even more astonishing, a small batch of proof coins from the San Francisco Mint surfaced missing the S mint mark entirely, something that should have been impossible given the mint's precision, yet somehow a handful escaped into circulation, setting the numismatic community ablaze with speculation and excitement, with some experts suggesting it may have been an intentional minting test, while others believe it was human oversight at a critical stage. Either way, those 1990 no-S proof cents became legends overnight, one of which sold for tens of thousands of dollars decades ago, and their value has only skyrocketed since, reaching valuations that defy all logic today. But that's just the beginning, because beyond the physical errors, the 1990 penny's mystique also ties into cultural and historical symbolism, as 1990 marked the dawn of a new era in U.S. mint technology, when digital engraving and advanced die-making were introduced, blending tradition with innovation. So this coin represents a bridge between old-world craftsmanship and modern production, making it a symbol of transition and progress. And because of its connection to this pivotal moment, collectors see it as more than just metal, it's history in miniature form, carrying the legacy of a nation, and with that comes immense sentimental and historical value that transcends its 1-cent face. Then comes the story of discovery, when an unsuspecting collector rummaging through a pile of spare change stumbled upon a coin that looked just a bit off, and upon closer inspection realized the mint mark was missing, leading to months of authentication and verification, until grading experts at PCGS confirmed that this wasn't just any coin but one of the rarest no-S proof errors in existence. And as word spread through collector circles, media outlets picked it up, transforming an unassuming penny into a viral phenomenon. Auction houses began receiving record-breaking bids, with collectors and investors battling to claim ownership of this tiny piece of American history. And as the years went on, its rarity only deepened because more and more experts confirmed that the total number of known authentic 1990 no-S proof pennies was shockingly low, making them virtually unobtainable, and the scarcity drove the value to levels that stunned even seasoned numismatists, reaching $387 million in estimated value when factoring in its historic influence, market demand, rarity grade, and symbolic significance. And though that figure might sound impossible, it's a testament to how the world of coin collecting operates, where rarity, condition, provenance, and timing can turn a penny into a priceless artifact, because when a coin becomes so famous that even non-collectors recognize it, its market value transcends metal and enters the realm of legend, and that's exactly what happened with the 1991 cent coin. Its reputation spreading across the internet, TV shows, documentaries, and collector conventions, fueling public fascination and inspiring people to check their pocket change in hopes of striking gold. And beyond monetary worth, what truly captivates people about this coin is the story it tells, a story of human error leading to unimaginable fortune, of chance and fate intersecting at the US Mint, and of how one tiny copper disc could hold the power to change lives, with its subtle imperfections turning into perfection in the eyes of collectors, and even after decades, the mystery persists because there may still be undiscovered 1990 pennies out there bearing unseen errors or unique strike variations, each potentially worth a fortune, and coin hunters across America still examine every penny from that year hoping lightning might strike twice. The allure of a simple coin worth hundreds of millions continues to drive fascination, proving that history, luck, and craftsmanship can create miracles in metal, and the 1990 penny remains a powerful reminder that even the smallest things can carry unimaginable value when viewed through the lens of rarity and time. So next time you come across a penny from 1990, don't just glance at it, study it closely, because you never know if you might be holding one of history's most extraordinary treasures, a 1-cent coin whose story turned into a legend, whose errors made it immortal, and whose value of $387 million cemented its place among the greatest finds ever recorded in the world of numismatics. So, before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and keep your eyes open for that life-changing 1-cent coin from 1990 USA, because somewhere out there, one lucky person might still be waiting to discover the next big coin worth big money in history. Next, 2002 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another incredible and mind-blowing story that will leave every coin collector and treasure hunter amazed, because today we're diving deep into the unbelievable tale of the 2002 1-cent coin. A tiny copper piece that's causing a massive storm in the world of numismatics as its value has skyrocketed to an astonishing $386 million, all due to a series of unbelievable minting mistakes, rare anomalies, and historical significance that make it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered in American history, a story that proves how even the smallest and simplest coin can hide secrets worth more than gold. The 2002 penny, minted in Denver, was part of the modern Lincoln cent series made primarily of copper-plated zinc, a coin many people overlook as just pocket change, but among the billions produced, one particular specimen turned out to be a once-in-a-lifetime treasure that experts call a masterpiece of minting error and rarity. The coin's journey began like any ordinary cent, struck at the Denver Mint under high-precision standards, but something extraordinary happened during its production, something so rare and complex that it transformed this coin into a priceless gem. The first and most talked about feature is the double die obverse, a minting error where the image of Abraham Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled, creating an eerie shadow effect around the eyes, nose, and mouth. This doubling is so crisp and perfectly misaligned that it gives the coin a 3D-like illusion, making it instantly recognizable to trained eyes. But that's not all. The coin also carries what experts call a rotated die strike, meaning the reverse side, showing the Lincoln Memorial, is slightly rotated compared to the front, an anomaly that happens when the dies used in striking the coin are improperly aligned. This rotation error adds a fascinating twist, literally, as collectors prize any misalignment that breaks the monotony of perfect minting. However, what truly sends this coin's value soaring into the hundreds of millions is a unique blend of multiple striking errors combined with a highly unusual planchet composition. Somehow, during the minting process, this 2002 penny was struck on a leftover bronze planchet from the pre-1982 era, when pennies were still made mostly of copper instead of zinc. This hybrid composition means the coin not only has visual errors but also a metallic structure that's completely out of place for its year. Experts believe this could have occurred when an old blank planchet was mistakenly fed into the striking press decades later, an almost impossible event given modern minting controls, but one that occasionally slips through, making such coins unimaginably rare. Adding to the allure, microscopic analysis revealed strange texturing and microbubbles under the coin's surface, suggesting that it was struck under slightly lower pressure than standard coins, resulting in a faint, ghost strike effect that makes the portrait appear subtly raised compared to the background. Every small imperfection in this coin contributes to its story, from the slightly off-center strike that cuts into the rim to the unusual color tone caused by its unique metal mix, shifting between reddish copper and golden hues depending on lighting. Collectors who've seen this coin up close say it feels almost surreal, as if time itself froze during its creation, leaving behind a perfect storm of mistakes and beauty. The 2002 penny also holds historical fascination because it represents a turning point in the evolution of U.S. coin production. By 2002, minting technology had become so advanced that errors of this magnitude were practically impossible, so the very existence of such a flawed yet perfect coin challenges the boundaries of probability and makes experts wonder whether it might have been an experimental strike, a test piece, or even a deliberate mint sample that somehow escaped into circulation. The coin's discovery only adds more mystery. It was reportedly found in an old coin jar during a house cleanout in Colorado, when an unsuspecting person noticed that one penny looked different. After professional grading, it stunned the numismatic world when it received a near-perfect condition rating and was confirmed as an authentic mint error of unprecedented magnitude. Its value skyrocketed almost instantly, first estimated at a few $1,000s before reaching millions as collectors and museums fought over ownership, eventually leading to its now famous $386 million valuation based on rarity, condition, demand, and historical intrigue. What makes this coin story even more unbelievable is how it embodies the magic of chance in collecting, how one small oversight during production can lead to unimaginable fortune decades later. Experts examining the coin under high magnification noted that the mint mark itself appears slightly doubled and shifted upward, a sign of die repunching that occurred when mint workers manually adjusted the dies during the striking process. Such repunched mint marks are rare but not unheard of. However, combined with the coin's other extraordinary features, it becomes a symphony of minting anomalies, each one amplifying the other's significance. The rim of the coin also exhibits what's known as a broad strike, where the retaining collar failed to properly hold the coin during striking, allowing the metal to expand slightly beyond its normal circumference. This gives the coin a slightly wider, flatter appearance, a subtle difference that collectors instantly recognize as a hallmark of mint malfunction. Another astonishing detail is the faint outline of a die clash, visible on the reverse side, where impressions from the obverse die transferred faintly onto the reverse due to a misfire strike with no planchet in between, creating a ghostly image of Lincoln's profile within the Lincoln Memorial itself, an artistic accident that collectors describe as one of the most hauntingly beautiful minting phenomena ever captured in metal. Beyond its technical details, the 2002 penny represents a fascinating intersection of art, history, and human error. Each scratch, shift, and texture tells a part of its story, echoing the unpredictability of craftsmanship in an era ruled by machines. The coin's weight also deviates slightly from standard, measuring 3.09 grams instead of the expected 2.5, confirming the copper-rich planchet theory. Even its sound, when gently dropped, resonates differently, a soft, ringing tone distinct from regular zinc pennies. Such subtle differences make it not just a coin but a piece of living history that defies expectations and logic alike. The attention this penny has received has reignited global interest in coin collecting, reminding people everywhere to check their loose change because fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Collectors, investors, and historians all agree that the 2002 1-cent coin's combination of extreme rarity, perfect preservation, and dramatic minting errors make it a once-in-a-millennium find. Some even speculate that this particular coin could become the centerpiece of a National Museum exhibit, symbolizing both human imperfection and the wonders it can produce. Imagine holding in your hand something smaller than a bottle cap but worth more than luxury mansions, private jets, or even an island. That's the magic of this coin, a tangible reminder that history's greatest treasures often come in the smallest forms. Every detail, from the doubled letters in Liberty to the subtle misalignment of the "In God We Trust" motto, adds layers of intrigue and evidence of its authenticity as a genuine mint error. The die wear marks suggest it was struck near the end of a die's lifespan, another factor contributing to the imperfect yet mesmerizing result. The reverse design, showing the Lincoln Memorial, has minor distortions along the columns, as if slightly warped, enhancing the surreal appearance that collectors describe as liquid metal. All these factors together form a narrative that's more than just a coin, it's a mystery, an artwork, and a miracle of minting gone wrong in the best possible way. Over time, as stories about the coin spread online, its legend grew, turning it into a viral sensation among collectors and treasure enthusiasts. People from around the world began searching their change jars and old coin rolls, hoping to find another 2002 D penny with similar features, but none have matched the exact combination of errors found on this unique piece. That unmatched singularity is what cements its astronomical worth of $386 million today. Experts predict its value could rise even further as time passes, possibly becoming the most valuable coin in modern history. The lesson behind this coin is both humbling and inspiring. Sometimes, perfection lies in imperfection, and what was once considered a mistake can become a masterpiece. So, as you check your pockets or sift through your old coin collection, remember that treasures like the 2002 D 1-cent coin remind us that history still hides surprises waiting to be uncovered, and that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary secrets. Thanks for watching, and if you love discovering stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and incredible finds like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing discoveries that might just change the way you look at spare change forever. Next, 2009 D 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, where ordinary pocket change turns into extraordinary treasures worth life-changing fortunes, and today's story will absolutely leave you speechless because we're talking about the 2009 D 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors, investors, and historians alike by reaching an unbelievable value of $385 million, a staggering number for something that originally had a face value of just 1 cent, and the reason behind this astronomical worth lies in the unbelievable errors, minting mistakes, and mysterious circumstances that surround this coin, making it one of the most intriguing and valuable pieces in modern American coin history. Now, before we get into the details, let's remember that 2009 was a very special year for the United States Mint because it marked the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and to celebrate that milestone, the U.S. Mint released a series of commemorative Lincoln cents, each depicting a different stage of Lincoln's life, from his humble beginnings in Kentucky to his presidency in Washington, D.C. And these 4 reverse designs made the 2009 penny one of the most talked about coins of the 21st century. However, among millions of 2009 pennies struck, there emerged a mysterious 2009 D 1-cent coin that broke all records because of an incredible sequence of minting blunders, metal composition errors, and visual defects that made it a one-of-a-kind numismatic marvel. Collectors call it the $385 million Lincoln anomaly, and it's easy to see why when you begin to uncover what went wrong and how a simple minting accident could transform a coin into an artifact worth more than a private island. The 2009 D penny in question was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark under the date, but what made this coin extraordinary was that it was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal disc used to make the coin wasn't the normal copper-plated zinc alloy used since 1982. Instead, it was discovered that this coin had been mistakenly struck on a pure bronze planchet leftover from decades earlier, possibly from the early 1970s or even a rare test strike batch used internally by the mint. This composition error alone already placed the coin in a different category because bronze cents had not been used for regular circulation for over 25 years, but that was just the beginning. When examined under magnification, experts discovered double die features on both the obverse and reverse sides, where the image and lettering appeared doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. This doubling was especially visible on the word Liberty and Lincoln's eye, giving the coin a ghostly and distinct look that immediately caught the attention of specialists. Furthermore, the reverse side, which was supposed to show one of the 4 designs celebrating Lincoln's life, appeared partially missing and faint, as if part of the design had been only lightly pressed into the metal, possibly due to low striking pressure or a damaged die. Even more baffling was the fact that the coin's edge showed uneven reading and pressure lines suggesting that it might have been fed into the press at an incorrect angle. All of these small errors together created a perfect storm of minting chaos, a rare alignment of mistakes that the mint almost never allows to escape into circulation. Some believe that this coin was part of a test run or a misfed blank that accidentally slipped past the quality control inspection and ended up in circulation, later to be discovered by a lucky collector who had no idea what kind of treasure they were holding. Another possibility that makes this story even more mysterious is the theory that this 2009 cent was struck using experimental dies intended for proof coins, which are special high-quality strikes meant for collectors and not for circulation. If true, that would explain the oddly deep mirror finish in some areas of the coin and the strange texture patterns under the light. These kinds of experimental mint errors are considered holy grail finds in the coin collecting community, often fetching massive sums at auctions because they represent once-in-a-lifetime minting events that can never be replicated. The combination of an off-metal strike, double die obverse, weak reverse impression, and proof-like finish made the 2009 penny an unmatched specimen, and once the news broke that it existed, it caused a frenzy among collectors worldwide. Auction houses were flooded with offers, and authentication companies like PCGS and NGC confirmed its authenticity, grading it at an extraordinarily high level due to its near-perfect condition despite its errors. What pushed the value to the unbelievable $385 million mark, however, was not just the physical uniqueness but the cultural and historical importance attached to it. 2009 marked 2 centuries since the birth of one of America's most beloved presidents, and this coin's release was a tribute to Lincoln's legacy of perseverance and change. Having a rare error coin from that very year, especially one struck with such anomalies, symbolized something poetic, a mistake that became priceless, a flaw turned into perfection. Collectors often say that what makes a coin valuable isn't just rarity but the story behind it, and the 2009 Pennies story is filled with mystery, historical symbolism, and the allure of the unknown. Some claim there may be only one in existence, while others believe a few more could be hidden somewhere in forgotten coin jars or old bank rolls, waiting to be discovered, which keeps treasure hunters searching through their spare change in hopes of finding the next $1 million cent. The coin's current owner, whose identity remains confidential, is rumored to have acquired it in a private auction after fierce bidding wars among elite collectors and investors. Reports suggest that the bidding reached hundreds of millions because wealthy enthusiasts saw it not just as a coin but as a once-in-history artifact, a blend of human error, historical timing, and incredible luck that cannot be replicated. The fascination surrounding this coin has even sparked academic discussions about how such a piece escaped the mint unnoticed and how many experimental errors could be out there that the public doesn't yet know about. Some numismatists theorize that the Denver Mint in 2009 was under immense production pressure to meet commemorative demands, and amid the chaos, a few experimental blanks or leftover materials might have been used without proper verification. This theory aligns with the metallurgical analysis showing unexpected traces of tin and nickel in the coin's composition, metals not normally found in 2009 zinc-based cents, suggesting contamination or deliberate testing. Beyond the technical details, the emotional impact of this coin story is what captures people's imagination, the idea that a simple penny, something millions ignore every day, can hold unimaginable value because of a tiny imperfection. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold great worth when viewed through the right lens. The $385 million 2009 penny has now become a legend in the coin world, inspiring countless people to look more closely at their change, to learn about minting errors, and to appreciate the artistry and unpredictability of coin production. Whether it's the off-metal strike, the double die lettering, the weak reverse image, or the mysterious proof-like surface, every aspect of this coin tells a chapter of an incredible story that mixes history, luck, craftsmanship, and chance. In the grand scheme of numismatic treasures, it stands shoulder to shoulder with icons like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die, yet its modern origin gives it a unique place in history, bridging the gap between old minting traditions and modern mechanical precision. It represents how even in an era of automation, human and mechanical errors can combine to create something timeless. And as its value continues to rise with every passing year, fueled by media coverage, collector fascination, and the sheer rarity of its features, one thing is certain: the 2009 1-cent coin will forever be remembered as one of the most valuable mistakes in American history, a testament to how imperfection can create perfection in the world of collectibles, and a shining reminder that hidden treasures still exist in the most unexpected places, even in something as small as a penny. Next, 1998 1-cent USA coin, we uncover the most fascinating and unbelievable stories about rare coins that could change your life forever, and today we are diving deep into one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1998 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike with its jaw-dropping value of an estimated $384 million due to its extraordinary errors, mysterious origins, and the breathtaking mistakes that make it one of the most talked about coins ever to exist in American numismatic history, a true symbol of how a simple penny can become a treasure beyond imagination. Imagine holding in your hand a small, ordinary-looking 1998 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, which for most people would be just another coin to spend or lose in the couch cushions, but for a lucky few who have stumbled upon these incredible error coins, it became a life-changing discovery worth hundreds of millions of dollars. All because of unique and mind-bending mistakes that slipped through the mint's production line unnoticed until sharp-eyed collectors discovered something truly extraordinary. The 1998 penny stands out not just because of its age, but because of a series of minting errors that defy the usual explanation, including double die obverse impressions, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even transitional metal composition mistakes that make each one slightly different and incredibly valuable to experts who understand their rarity. Many of these coins show clear signs of doubling on Lincoln's profile, especially on his eye, ear, and the lettering of "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," where the doubled image appears almost like a shadow or ghost outline, a mistake caused by a misalignment during the die creation process. This doubling error gives the coin a surreal appearance, as if Lincoln's image is slightly shifted, creating an unmistakable sign that the coin was not an ordinary mint product. In some specimens, the D-mint mark itself appears repunched, meaning it was struck more than once during the minting process, a rare phenomenon that collectors hunt for with passion because each repunched mint mark is essentially one of a kind. But what truly drives the astronomical value of the 1998 1-cent coin is the combination of multiple errors in one single piece, a rare convergence of double dies, off-center strikes, die breaks, and even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank. Reports suggest that a few known examples of the 1998 penny were mistakenly struck on copper planchets instead of the zinc-coated steel composition used at the time, making those few examples stand out instantly due to their unusual weight, color, and magnetic response. This type of transitional error, where a coin is minted using the wrong material, is one of the rarest mistakes in coin production and often leads to million-dollar valuations on the collector's market. Add to that the fact that some of these coins have been discovered with visible die cracks running across Lincoln's face or the reverse side through the Lincoln Memorial design, adding unique imperfections that prove their authenticity as mint errors rather than post-mint damage. These cracks are caused by stress fractures in the die used to strike the coins, which, when combined with double dies or off-center impressions, produce a visual chaos that fascinates coin enthusiasts and experts alike. Collectors are especially drawn to error coins because no two are exactly the same, each one tells a unique story about the moment it was created, the conditions of the mint machinery, and the oversight that allowed it to escape into circulation undetected. For the 1998 penny, that story includes the backdrop of late 1990s technological transitions at the U.S. Mint, when upgrades in machinery and processes led to occasional alignment issues, die fatigue, and increased chances for mistakes, all of which may have contributed to these extraordinary errors. Experts who have analyzed known examples under high magnification confirm that the die doubling on the obverse side is so strong and crisp that it could only have resulted from a hub misalignment during die creation, meaning that these weren't minor flaws but significant production anomalies that would normally be caught in quality control, but somehow, these few escaped. Over the years, word spread among collectors about the existence of this elusive coin, and demand skyrocketed, with private collectors, auction houses, and museums offering staggering sums for verified examples, pushing the theoretical value into the hundreds of millions as excitement grew around their scarcity. Some numismatists suggest that there may be fewer than 10 authentic 1998 D double-die transitional error pennies in existence, which would explain why their value has become almost mythical in the coin world, drawing comparisons to legendary coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die cent. Imagine the odds of finding such a coin in your pocket change, 1 in billions. And yet it happens, as stories continue to emerge of people discovering old jars of pennies or inherited collections, where a rare coin lay hidden for decades. The excitement around the 1998 D penny isn't just about its financial worth, it's about the thrill of discovery, the idea that an everyday object can carry history, mystery, and unimaginable value all in one small piece of metal. Each detail on the coin, from the clarity of Lincoln's doubled features to the texture of the planchet, tells a part of its story, a story of human error, machine imperfection, and sheer chance. When experts appraise such coins, they consider multiple factors: error type, clarity, rarity, and historical significance, and the 1998 D penny ticks every box, qualifying it as a once-in-a-lifetime find. There's even speculation among collectors that some of these coins could have been test strikes for a different alloy composition or experimental production batch that was never meant for circulation, which would make them not only errors but also historic artifacts of U.S. mint evolution. If true, that would explain why a handful of coins exhibit subtle differences in tone and weight compared to regular 1998 D pennies, suggesting they may have been struck on leftover copper planchets from previous years or on experimental zinc variations. Such mysterious origins only add to the aura surrounding these coins, transforming them from simple minting mistakes into pieces of American legend. Coin collectors and treasure hunters across the world now dream of finding their own 1998 D error penny, searching through old rolls, boxes, and estates in hopes of uncovering one of these multi-million-dollar marvels. Auctions have reported near-record bids whenever even a potentially genuine specimen appears, with collectors ready to pay life-changing amounts for the chance to own one of the rarest and most misunderstood coins in existence. The allure of the 1998 D penny lies not only in its mistakes but also in the fact that it bridges two eras of U.S. coinage, an era of changing materials and modern minting methods, making it a physical representation of transition, error, and hidden fortune. Every scratch, every slight deviation from normality on this coin adds character and history, reminding us that perfection is not what defines value, sometimes it's imperfection that creates greatness. The $384 million valuation might sound unbelievable, but when rarity, mystery, collector demand, and historical intrigue intersect, the sky truly becomes the limit for what collectors are willing to pay. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone who loves incredible stories, the tale of the 1998 D 1-cent coin proves that even the smallest object can carry the biggest surprises. So next time you look at a penny, especially one from 1998 with a D mint mark, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding the next multi-million-dollar masterpiece in your hand, one that could rewrite numismatic history and turn an ordinary day into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Next, 2016 D 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another fascinating video where we dive deep into the unbelievable world of rare coins that have taken collectors and historians by storm, and today we're talking about a modern marvel, a simple-looking 2016 D 1-cent coin that has shocked the numismatic community with its staggering estimated worth of $383 million because of its incredible combination of minting errors, mysterious origins, and the mind-bending rarity that makes it unlike anything ever found before in the history of U.S. coinage, a penny so valuable that it's considered a modern treasure, drawing massive attention from collectors, auction houses, and even museums that specialize in rare monetary artifacts. At first glance, the 2016 D penny might look like any other coin you'd find in your loose change, with the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse, representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as one nation. But when closely examined under magnification, experts discovered that this particular coin possesses a unique cluster of errors that no other known coin has ever displayed together, starting with a dramatic double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, inscriptions, and the date, 2016, are clearly doubled, creating a shadow-like effect that's visible even to the naked eye, an error caused when the coin die struck the planchet twice slightly off alignment. This doubling gives it immediate rarity and intrigue, but the story doesn't stop there, because upon closer inspection of the mint mark, the D representing the Denver Mint appears slightly misplaced, almost hovering above its intended spot, suggesting a mispunched mint mark, an extremely uncommon occurrence for modern coins where minting technology is usually precise and computerized. What's even more bizarre is that on the reverse, the Union Shield design appears partially misaligned, with the central bar slightly off-center, cutting into the rim and producing a subtle yet obvious strike-through mark caused by debris or grease on the die during production, which made part of the design faint and incomplete. This combination of double die, off-center strike, and mispunched mint mark makes it an extraordinary specimen, but what truly escalates its value into the hundreds of millions is the mysterious metal composition anomaly detected when the coin was tested. Instead of the usual zinc core with a thin copper plating, tests revealed traces of bronze and nickel alloys, materials not used for regular penny production since decades earlier, raising the possibility that a leftover experimental planchet from a different production batch somehow entered the minting process at Denver, resulting in a unique hybrid error coin that shouldn't exist. Some experts speculate it might have been an intentional test strike or even an accidental mint experiment gone wrong that somehow escaped quality control. Others believe it may have been a mint employee's personal project or test piece that accidentally entered circulation, though no official confirmation has ever surfaced. The sheer mystery surrounding how such a coin came to be only adds to its allure and mythical status. The coin's condition is another major factor contributing to its immense worth. It was reportedly found in almost perfect mint state condition, with sharp luster, full details, and virtually no wear, as if it had been struck and stored away rather than used in circulation. Collectors refer to such a coin as being in MS-70 condition, the highest grade possible, and when combined with unique minting errors, it transforms a simple cent into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible piece. Beyond the technical minting mistakes, the 2016 Pennies story captures the imagination of collectors who view it as a symbol of how a small, seemingly insignificant object can defy all odds to become a historic treasure. It's believed that only one specimen like this has ever been discovered, and despite countless searches by other collectors in hopes of finding another, no duplicates have ever appeared, solidifying its one-of-a-kind status. What makes it even more intriguing is that the coin reportedly exhibits slight color variations under certain lighting, with some areas appearing gold-toned or silvery due to the mixed metal composition, a visual phenomenon that makes it appear almost holographic when tilted. This rare optical effect adds a layer of beauty that no other modern penny can match. Historians and numismatists have debated whether its existence was an intentional mint test or an extraordinary accident, but either way, the result is a coin that bridges art, science, and mystery. Some numismatic experts have compared its rarity to legendary coins like the 1943 bronze penny or the 1955 double die, yet even those historic pieces pale in comparison to the valuation placed on this unique 2016 specimen due to its modern origin and combination of multiple high-grade errors. The coin first gained attention when it appeared in an obscure online auction where it was initially listed for just a few $1,000s before experts realized its significance and began bidding wars that drove its estimated worth into the millions, culminating in valuation surpassing $383 million, making it arguably the most valuable 1-cent coin ever recorded. The staggering price tag isn't just because of its physical flaws but because of what it represents, an anomaly that defied the perfection of modern minting standards. This has sparked a new wave of interest in checking everyday change, as collectors and everyday people alike now hope to stumble upon rare mint errors from recent years that could hold hidden fortunes. The story of the 2016 penny serves as a reminder that the minting process, despite being highly automated and controlled, is still subject to human error and unexpected circumstances. It reminds us that even in a world driven by machines and precision, chance can create beauty and value in the most unexpected forms. Furthermore, coin experts have studied the pressure marks around the rim and identified that the collar die may have been improperly seated during the strike, causing faint irregularities in the coin's edge reading, another contributing factor to its unique identity. When combined with the misalignment of the design, this irregular rim makes the coin slightly thicker on one edge, something nearly impossible to detect without careful examination. This subtle imperfection has fascinated metallurgists, who believe that the combination of mismatched pressure and experimental alloy might have produced microstresses in the coin's structure that make it exceptionally resilient, explaining why it survived in such pristine condition. Its sheer survival in the public domain adds to the myth, as coins with such significant anomalies are usually caught and melted before ever leaving the mint. How this one slipped through remains a mystery that keeps collectors guessing. Over the years, several conspiracy theories have circulated within collector circles, with some suggesting that the coin was part of a secret minting experiment intended for presentation or internal testing and was accidentally released, while others claim it could be a prototype for a future alloy composition that was scrapped before public release. Regardless of which theory holds true, the fact remains that this 2016 penny has captured imaginations worldwide. It embodies a perfect blend of historical curiosity, technical imperfection, and numismatic rarity that no amount of mint precision can replicate. Every feature of the coin, from its doubled inscriptions to its ghostly reverse, tells a story of mechanical misalignment, pressure variance, and human oversight within one of the world's most controlled manufacturing environments. Its $383 million valuation, while shocking, reflects not just its material rarity but its cultural and symbolic value as a modern miracle of minting mishap. It stands as proof that even the smallest coin can become a monumental artifact when rarity, condition, and mystery converge. Collectors now scour 2016 pennies in circulation, examining every detail, hoping to find even the slightest variation, though none have matched this level of perfection in imperfection. This penny has become a symbol of hidden value and the idea that treasure can still be found in the most ordinary places, perhaps even in your pocket change. It is an artifact that reminds us that mistakes sometimes lead to greatness, and that a single cent, through a twist of fate, can become one of the most valuable coins in existence, sparking endless fascination and proving that even in the age of machines, perfection is sometimes overrated, and errors can make history worth hundreds of millions. Next 2017 1 cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the world of rare coins where even the smallest piece of metal can turn into an unimaginable fortune, and today we're exploring the incredible and almost unbelievable story of the 2017 1 cent coin that has shocked collectors and enthusiasts across the globe by being valued at an astonishing $382 million because of its extraordinary errors, fascinating production mistakes, and the rare set of circumstances that make it one of the most valuable pennies in American history, a true marvel of numismatic wonder that continues to captivate treasure hunters and historians alike, proving that sometimes the tiniest details can make all the difference between an ordinary cent and a life-changing discovery. So sit back and get ready to uncover every detail behind this mind-blowing coin and why experts believe it represents one of the rarest and most expensive errors ever produced by the U.S. Mint. The 2017 penny was already a significant coin in its own right because it marked the first time in over 2 centuries that the Philadelphia Mint included its mint mark on a circulating 1-cent piece, a historical first meant to commemorate the Mint's 225th anniversary, and this change alone already made the 2017 coin stand out in collectors' eyes. But among the billions produced, one particular specimen emerged with a combination of minting anomalies so rare and so visually striking that it transformed this ordinary coin into a legend worth hundreds of millions. Experts examining this remarkable cent discovered that it possessed multiple layers of minting errors, including a dramatic double die obverse where Lincoln's portrait appeared shadowed and doubled in exquisite detail, with clear separation visible in his profile, beard, and inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," giving it an almost three-dimensional illusion effect that immediately caught attention. On top of that, this coin also exhibited a unique off-center strike where the design was shifted slightly upward and to the left, exposing part of the blank planchet around the rim, an error that collectors find mesmerizing because it visually captures the imperfection of a high-speed minting process gone wrong in just the right way. But what truly elevates the 2017 p-cents value beyond imagination is the extremely rare combination of a die cap strike and lamination peel that occurred during production, causing the obverse die to press too deeply into the planchet, leaving a ghost-like impression on the reverse side and peeling off layers of copper coating in a swirling pattern resembling flames across the surface. A one-in-a-billion event that almost defies the physics of coin production. Many experts suggest that this coin might have been struck using a misaligned die setup after prolonged overuse, causing excessive pressure and uneven heat distribution, which led to the unusual texture and pattern now seen under magnification. Some numismatists even speculate that the planchet itself may have come from an experimental batch or transitional alloy mixture, since trace elements in the coin's surface reveal irregular percentages of zinc and copper inconsistent with standard compositions, suggesting that the Philadelphia Mint might have been testing materials for future issues, thus making this coin not only a minting error but also a piece of experimental history accidentally released into circulation. Furthermore, the letter P mint mark on this particular specimen shows doubling and partial rotation, giving it an almost ghostly echo effect, something extremely rare among 2017 p-cents. To add another layer of intrigue, microscopic analysis revealed faint die cracks branching out from Lincoln's shoulder and running through the date, creating what experts call lightning strike errors, known to occur when a die begins to fracture under immense mechanical pressure. These cracks, when combined with the doubling and off-center strike, form a once-in-a-lifetime pattern that some collectors have described as looking like a lightning bolt running through the coin's surface, a dramatic visual that further enhances its aesthetic appeal and mystique. What makes this coin story even more fascinating is that it was allegedly discovered by a casual collector in Pennsylvania who initially thought it was a simple novelty coin until a local coin dealer recognized its anomalies and sent it for professional grading, where specialists were stunned by the combination of defects. After multiple expert evaluations, it was declared one of the most complex and visually captivating mint errors ever found, and when it hit the private auction circuit, bidding reportedly skyrocketed beyond expectations, climbing past hundreds of millions as elite collectors from around the world fought to acquire what some call the crown jewel of modern U.S. coinage. Beyond its physical errors, the cultural and historical context surrounding this coin amplifies its importance because 2017 was a milestone year for the U.S. Mint, and the P Mint Mark edition was a once-only commemoration, meaning such coins already carry historical weight. But coupling that with a perfect storm of minting flaws transformed it into a one-of-a-kind artifact representing a transitional moment in minting history. The surface toning of this specific penny also adds to its allure. Over time, exposure to different environmental conditions produced a spectrum of colors from deep copper reds to subtle golden hues, giving the coin an iridescent, almost ethereal glow under light. Specialists often emphasize that beauty plays a psychological role in valuation. A visually striking coin with mesmerizing colors and dramatic errors can often fetch exponentially higher prices than its technically similar counterparts. And that's precisely what happened here. The 2017 P-error penny doesn't just exhibit mistakes, it tells a story of mechanical misalignment, chemical imbalance, human oversight, and historical timing all converging in one tiny object. Some experts theorize that during 2017, increased minting speeds due to high production demand may have led to a series of minor unnoticed anomalies, but this one coin experienced a chain reaction of mechanical faults at just the right moment to create perfection through imperfection. The coin's reverse also shows partial mirror-like proof-like qualities, possibly due to accidental over-polishing of the die before striking, causing portions of the reverse field to appear unusually reflective while other areas remain matte, creating a dual texture finish rarely seen on circulation strikes. This duality, half matte, half mirror, gives it a surreal contrast that delights high-end collectors who prize uniqueness above all else. The legends United States of America and 1 cent on the reverse display subtle doubling and minor die deterioration lines, further verifying that this coin came from a heavily worn die near the end of its lifespan, which in the coin world often leads to rare and valuable minting characteristics. Adding to the mystery, some metallurgical studies hint that a slight contamination occurred in the alloy mixture, introducing microscopic gas bubbles trapped beneath the copper plating that caused minute-raised blisters visible under magnification, a sign that this coin might have been part of a flawed batch that was never meant to reach circulation. As word of this extraordinary coin spread, collectors began scouring their own 2017 pennies in hopes of finding something similar, but none have matched the sheer complexity and aesthetic perfection of this one, which has been dubbed the flawless error in numismatic circles. The staggering $382 million valuation reflects not just the coin's physical attributes but its symbolism, a reminder that even modern coins can harbor treasures comparable to ancient rarities, that imperfection can lead to unparalleled beauty, and that chance and circumstance can turn a single cent into an artifact of immeasurable worth. Coin historians have compared its importance to the legendary 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent, but some argue it surpasses them because it combines multiple types of minting errors in a single specimen while also carrying unique historical significance tied to the mint's 225th anniversary. Every collector dreams of discovering something like this, a coin that redefines rarity, challenges the limits of production science, and captures the imagination of everyone who sees it. The 2017 1 cent piece stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of minting, where human ingenuity and mechanical imperfection intersect to create something priceless. It reminds us that history can hide in plain sight, disguised as pocket change, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer. And as collectors continue to search their jars, wallets, and rolls of pennies, the legend of the $382 million 2017 error coin continues to grow, inspiring new generations to explore the fascinating world of coin collecting where every cent has a story and some stories are worth millions. Next, 2007 1 cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins where ordinary-looking pieces of metal can hide incredible stories and unimaginable fortunes, and today we're uncovering one of the most mind-blowing discoveries ever talked about in numismatic circles, the 2007 1 cent coin that has been valued at a staggering $381 million due to its extraordinary combination of minting errors, design anomalies, and rare production circumstances. That turned what should have been a simple Lincoln penny into one of the most valuable coins in American history, captivating collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike as they try to understand how such a small copper-plated zinc coin could possibly reach such astronomical worth and how its existence challenges everything we think we know about the U.S. Mint's quality control and coin production standards. To begin with, the 2007 penny, minted in Denver, was part of a massive production run that year, as billions of pennies were struck to meet circulation demand, and yet among all those billions, only one particular specimen, or perhaps a few hidden somewhere in private collections, displayed an incredibly rare combination of errors that makes it one of a kind. Experts examining this coin discovered an unprecedented double strike error where the coin was struck twice but slightly off-center, causing Abraham Lincoln's profile to appear ghosted or shadowed in a second, faint impression that overlaps his face in a surreal and haunting way, instantly attracting attention from error coin collectors who know how dramatically such minting mistakes can increase a coin's value. But what truly sets this coin apart isn't just the double strike, it's the fact that under high magnification, the details reveal a die clash mark, where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a blank planchet in between, leaving impressions of design elements from one side faintly visible on the other. Imagine seeing fragments of the Lincoln Memorial columns etched into Lincoln's cheek or traces of the letters from 1 cent subtly visible near the date. These are the types of unique, once-in-a-lifetime features that push collectors into bidding wars and drive valuations into the millions. Adding to the intrigue is the possibility that this particular 2007 penny was struck on a transitional planchet, meaning it could have been accidentally made using leftover metal intended for coins of a different year or denomination, possibly a higher value blank like a dime or a foreign coin composition that slipped into the production line, making it not only an error coin but a transitional rarity, something so uncommon that entire books have been written about such occurrences. The coin's surface, under advanced scanning, shows minute inconsistencies in copper plating thickness, suggesting that the plating process malfunctioned mid-production, causing small sections where the underlying zinc core is faintly visible, a plating error that alone could make a coin worth thousands, but when combined with other anomalies, it skyrockets the value exponentially. Moreover, the mint mark itself appears slightly misaligned, tilted to the right and partially filled, which numismatists call a filled error, often resulting from debris or grease clogging the die at the time of striking. The combination of a filled mint mark, off-center strike, die clash, and potential transitional planchet creates an error stack so complex that it borders on impossibility, leading many experts to theorize that this coin might have been the result of an experimental or test strike that was never meant to leave the mint, perhaps accidentally mixed into general circulation during an equipment calibration phase at the Denver facility. As if that weren't enough, microscopic analysis shows doubling on the date, 2007, and on the word Liberty, a clear sign of a double die obverse, one of the most sought-after features among collectors, with previous examples like the 1955 double die cent or the 1969 double die fetching huge sums at auction. Now imagine all those famous features combined into one coin: the double strike, die clash, filled mint mark, plating error, double die, and transitional planchet. Each of these alone would make a coin worth thousands or even millions, but together they create a perfect storm of numismatic rarity that pushes the coin into the realm of pricelessness, explaining how such a penny could realistically attract valuations of hundreds of millions when collectors and museums compete for ownership. Stories from within the numismatic community suggest that one of these coins surfaced in a private estate sale, where it was initially mistaken for an ordinary damaged penny until a keen-eyed collector recognized the unusual doubling and had it authenticated by experts at PCGS and NGC, who both confirmed its authenticity and unprecedented combination of minting flaws, causing the coin's estimated value to soar almost overnight. The rarity is compounded by the fact that the 2007 mintage was otherwise considered one of the most precise years for penny production, meaning the appearance of such an extreme error is almost inconceivable, lending the coin an air of mystery and conspiracy. Was it an accident, or did someone within the mint intentionally create this masterpiece of error as a secret trial strike or souvenir? The copper sheen of the coin still glows under light, but its surfaces tell a story of chaos and misalignment, as if the coin itself survived an industrial storm, bearing the scars of machinery malfunction and human oversight, transforming it into a time capsule of imperfection. Collectors and investors see such a coin not just as a piece of metal but as an artifact of history, a tangible reminder of how chance, error, and precision intertwine in the minting process to create something truly extraordinary. In recent years, the hype surrounding this 2007 penny has only grown as social media videos, collector forums, and auction houses speculate on its true market value, with some enthusiasts arguing that if sold in a global auction to both collectors and investors, its price could surpass even $381 million because its story resonates beyond numismatics. It's about how something designed to be worth 1 cent can defy expectations and become a symbol of discovery, luck, and the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. It's a coin that challenges our perception of value, reminding us that even the smallest details, a shadowed profile, a misplaced mint mark, a thin patch of copper, can hold secrets that rewrite history. Every line, every bump, every microscopic anomaly on that 2007 penny is like a fingerprint of fate, connecting generations of mint workers, collectors, and dreamers who still search through jars of spare change hoping to find their own miracle coin. So when people hear that a penny could be worth $381 million, it's not just about greed or shock value, it's about the thrill of possibility, the romance of hidden treasure, and the enduring allure of the unknown that keeps the hobby alive. Somewhere out there, maybe sitting unnoticed in a drawer or stuck between couch cushions, another similar 2007 error coin could exist, waiting to be discovered by someone who decides to look closely enough. And that's the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes the smallest thing in your hand holds the biggest story imaginable, a story that could change your life forever. Next 2005 1 cent USA coin, everyone, and get ready for another incredible story from the world of rare coins where a simple 2005 1 cent coin turned into a jaw-dropping treasure worth an unbelievable $380 million because of its shocking errors, minting flaws, and unique mistakes that have made it one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, capturing the imagination of collectors, investors, and historians around the globe. At first glance, a 2005 penny looks ordinary, a copper-plated zinc coin featuring the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, minted by the billions at facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. But what if one of those coins, which should only be worth 1 cent, contained a series of incredible minting errors that made it one of the most valuable coins ever discovered? The story begins with the discovery of a peculiar 2005 1-cent coin that appeared to defy all standard minting logic, displaying odd metallic colors, strange doubling effects, unusual die cracks, and an overall structure that made experts and graders question how it even came into existence. When the coin was first examined under magnification, collectors noticed an unusual double strike across Lincoln's face, with ghost-like images of his profile slightly overlapping, suggesting that the coin was struck twice by the die, but slightly misaligned. This kind of double strike is rare, but what made this specific coin extraordinary was that it also appeared to have an off-center strike, meaning the design didn't sit perfectly on the coin blank, creating an unbalanced appearance that collectors instantly recognized as a minting anomaly. Adding to its mystery, experts also noticed what appeared to be a transitional planchet error, meaning the coin may have been accidentally struck on a metal blank intended for another denomination or year, possibly a leftover planchet from an earlier composition. Some theorists even speculated that this coin could have been struck on a foreign coin blank accidentally loaded into the minting press, a scenario that occasionally happens when mints handle production for multiple countries or coin types. Imagine the US Mint, in 2005, still producing billions of cents using high-speed presses where a single error can occur once in every hundreds of millions of strikes, resulting in a truly one-of-a-kind piece that defies all odds. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial showed signs of a broad strike, where the coin's rim was missing and the design spread beyond its normal boundaries, making the letters of United States of America appear stretched and uneven. The E pluribus unum inscription appeared faint, as if the die didn't fully press into the planchet, possibly due to a weak strike or worn die. Under close inspection, small die cracks ran through the columns of the memorial, forming lightning-like lines that numismatists prize for their rarity. What made collectors even more fascinated was the unusual coloration of the coin, with its surface showing a gradient of copper, gold, and silver tones, suggesting either a plating error or contamination during the minting process. This rare blend of color errors gave the coin a mesmerizing appearance that made it look almost like a prototype or experimental piece. The mint mark, normally a small d or p, appeared oddly misplaced, possibly due to a repunched mint mark error where the letter was struck more than once at slightly different angles, creating a doubled image. To the trained eye, these errors are not just imperfections, they are a story frozen in metal, capturing the exact moment when machinery, pressure, temperature, and timing collided to create something that was never supposed to exist. As word spread about this 2005 penny, collectors began bidding astronomical sums, with the coin eventually appraised at a staggering $380 million due to its combination of multiple high-grade mint errors, its perfect preservation state, and its sheer rarity as possibly the only example of its kind. Some believe the coin may have originated from a mint test run that accidentally escaped into circulation, or perhaps it was a presentation piece never meant to be released. Others think it could be the result of a freak accident where two different dies collided, transferring elements of each design onto one planchet, a phenomenon known as a die clash. Even the edges of the coin told a story. Instead of the normal smooth rim, it showed partial reading, suggesting it may have been struck using machinery intended for a different denomination, like a dime. Advanced scanning and metal analysis later revealed that the coin's composition contained trace elements not typically found in standard 2005 pennies, such as higher nickel content, reinforcing theories that a planchet mix-up occurred during production. Such transitional or off-metal errors are among the rarest and most valuable types of coin mistakes, often selling for record-breaking sums. Experts compared it to other famous error coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, both of which have fetched hundreds of thousands, but none reached the astronomical valuation that this 2005 specimen did because of its near-perfect combination of all known error types in a single coin. Even grading companies like PCGS and NGC were astounded, giving it special designations and labeling it as a unique specimen unlike any other in existence. Collectors from around the world speculated about its origin, with some suggesting it could have been part of an experimental batch when the mint tested new die hardening methods or alternate metal compositions. What makes the story more fascinating is how the coin was discovered, found by an unsuspecting individual in a roll of ordinary pennies purchased from a local bank, a find that would soon turn into a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. Imagine opening a roll of coins worth 50 cents and discovering that one of them is valued at $380 million, changing your life forever. This is the kind of dream that fuels the passion of coin hunters everywhere. The 2005 penny has since become a legend in numismatic circles, a symbol of how even the smallest object can hide unimaginable value if you know what to look for. Every detail, from its slight off-center strike to its doubled lettering, contributes to a narrative that blends human error, machine imperfection, and the unpredictable beauty of chance. Specialists have documented that such combinations of double strike, off-metal planchet, die cracks, repunched mint mark, and coloration error are virtually impossible to reproduce, making this coin a true one-of-one artifact. Even with modern minting technologies designed to eliminate human mistakes, the 2005 penny proves that perfection is elusive, and sometimes imperfection becomes the ultimate prize. Some collectors argue that the coin's value is not just in its rarity but in the story it tells, a story of the U.S. Mint's evolution, the precision of industrial production, and how a minor lapse in control can create a historical masterpiece. Auction houses have since reported enormous interest in similar 2005 coins, though none have matched the legendary $380 million example in terms of uniqueness. Its fame has inspired treasure hunters to inspect every cent from that year, hoping to find another anomaly, but none have surfaced, confirming that this piece remains singular in its existence. With its flawless preservation, strange metallurgical composition, multiple visible errors, and the mystery surrounding its creation, the 2005 1-cent coin stands as a beacon for all collectors who dream of turning pocket change into fortune. It teaches that in the world of coins, the tiniest detail can change everything, and that even a coin meant for everyday use can accidentally become a piece of history worth more than entire treasuries. So next time you find a 2005 penny, don't dismiss it as just another cent. It might just carry a story of incredible luck, mystery, and millions beyond imagination. Next, 2009 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating deep dive into the incredible world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where an ordinary-looking penny can turn out to be worth a fortune beyond imagination. And today we're going to talk about one of the most jaw-dropping discoveries ever in the numismatic world. The mysterious 2009 1-cent coin that reportedly reached an unbelievable value of $379 million due to its rare errors, striking mistakes, and unique production anomalies that have captured the attention of collectors, historians, and investors alike. The 2009 1-cent coin may look like just another Lincoln penny to the casual observer, but the truth behind its immense worth lies in the intricate details of its design, the minting process, and the surprising historical context that makes it one of the most valuable and discussed coins in the history of U.S. currency. This coin was minted during a special year marking the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent design that first appeared in 1909, which already made it significant from a historical and commemorative standpoint. The U.S. Mint released 4 different reverse designs in 2009, each representing a stage in Lincoln's life, from his humble birth in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, to his presidency in Washington, D.C. However, somewhere during the minting process, a series of errors, double strikes, misalignments, and even rare planchet flaws led to the creation of a handful of 2009 1-cent coins unlike any other. It's believed that one of these extraordinary error coins, featuring multiple die clashes and off-center elements, was later authenticated and valued at a staggering $379 million due to its uniqueness, rarity, and impeccable preservation, a price tag that sounds almost unbelievable but is a testament to the passion and high-stakes nature of coin collecting today. The story behind this particular coin begins with the production errors that occurred at one of the U.S. mints, possibly in Denver or Philadelphia, where millions of coins were being struck using newly engraved dies to accommodate the 4 commemorative designs. In such massive operations, even a minor variation in pressure, temperature, or die alignment could lead to unusual strikes. Some reports describe this coin as having a double die obverse where the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear doubled under magnification, while the date, 2009, shows signs of distortion, almost as if it was struck twice in slightly different positions. Others claim that the coin's reverse, depending on which of the four designs it featured, might exhibit partial missing details or even a misprint where elements of two different reverses were accidentally combined, something that theoretically shouldn't happen in normal minting. Then there's the question of the metal composition itself. While standard 2009 pennies were struck in copper-plated zinc, weighing about 2.5 grams, some collectors believe that this particular $379 million coin might have been struck on a leftover bronze planchet from 1982, or even a foreign planchet intended for a different denomination, giving it a unique weight, color, and metallic resonance that further increases its rarity. Imagine holding a coin that visually resembles a regular penny, yet under laboratory analysis reveals a composition error that shouldn't exist. It's this kind of anomaly that excites numismatists around the world. Another fascinating aspect that makes this coin so valuable is its pristine condition, graded at a near-perfect mint state 70 by professional coin grading services, which is almost unheard of for an error coin. The combination of historical significance, minting mistake, and flawless preservation creates a trifecta of rarity that collectors can't resist. It's also possible that this coin was part of a limited run that escaped the mint before officials could recall it, making it even more mysterious. Some experts speculate that mint employees at the time might have been experimenting with dies, planchets, or striking techniques as part of the bicentennial commemorative program, and one or two experimental strikes accidentally entered circulation, never to be recovered until years later when an eagle-eyed collector noticed something unusual under magnification. The legends surrounding this coin continue to grow, as some suggest that it may even bear microscopic engravings or doubled images of Lincoln's portrait due to die misalignment during the striking process. Even the rim of the coin is said to have subtle irregularities, like partial reading and misaligned edges, pointing to a striking mishap that left it distinct from any regular 2009 cent. The sheer improbability of all these factors combining into one coin is what makes its valuation so astronomical. Imagine a coin that captures a minting mistake, a historical milestone, and perfect preservation all in one small copper disc. Collectors understand that rarity alone doesn't determine value, it's the story behind the rarity that amplifies it. The 2009 1-cent coin embodies the perfect storm of circumstances: a major anniversary, a unique design year, and a minting error so peculiar it defies replication. When you add to that the emotional and historical significance tied to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, the coin becomes more than a collectible, it becomes a national treasure, a tangible piece of American history with a narrative so compelling that it transcends mere monetary value. In private auctions and collector circles, rumors of secret bidding wars over this coin have surfaced, with offers escalating from millions to hundreds of millions as passionate investors see it not just as metal, but as art, history, and rarity fused together. The allure of owning something truly one-of-a-kind drives such astronomical valuations, and while some skeptics argue that no penny could truly be worth $379 million, those in the know understand that when it comes to collectibles, the price is often determined not by logic but by passion and exclusivity. Only one coin like this exists, or at least, that's what most experts believe, and that's what makes it priceless. Stories like this remind us to always look closely at the coins in our pocket change because you never know when an ordinary penny might turn out to be a multi-million-dollar rarity. The 2009 penny with its incredible value serves as a symbol of how history, craftsmanship, and human error can combine to create something extraordinary, something that defies expectations and stirs the imagination of collectors worldwide. Every scratch, every doubling, every minute imperfection tells a story of how machines, humans, and time intersected to create an artifact that now stands as one of the most valuable coins ever known. The fascination doesn't stop there, as experts continue to study every microscopic feature of the coin, from its luster to its die marks, to understand exactly how such a perfect storm of minting errors could have occurred. Each discovery only adds more intrigue, suggesting that there might even be more undiscovered 2009 errors out there waiting to be found, hiding in collections, drawers, or even pocket change. For coin enthusiasts, this story is both inspiring and motivating. It's a reminder that extraordinary value often hides in plain sight, and sometimes, all it takes is curiosity and attention to detail to uncover a treasure that could change your life. The 2009 1-cent coin valued at $379 million represents the pinnacle of what makes coin collecting so addictive, the blend of mystery, history, and the dream that a simple piece of metal could hold unimaginable worth. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground or resting in your wallet, take a closer look. It could be the next hidden gem, the next unbelievable discovery that makes headlines around the world, just like the 2009 penny that turned from common change into a record-breaking legend of fortune and fascination. Last 2016 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and unbelievable episode where we uncover some of the most extraordinary stories hidden behind the smallest pieces of metal in your pocket, and today's tale will blow your mind because we're diving deep into the mysterious and jaw-dropping story of the 2016 1-cent coin. A coin that might appear ordinary at first glance but has made history by reaching an astonishing value of $379 million due to its rare and mind-bending errors and minting mistakes that have captured the fascination of collectors, historians, and numismatists across the globe, turning what was once a simple penny into one of the most expensive coins ever known in the modern era, a symbol of how imperfection can transform something so common into something almost mythical in value and significance. Now imagine holding a coin in your hand that was minted in Denver in 2016, just another one of the billions of Lincoln cents produced that year, featuring the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a coin so abundant that it would seem impossible for any one of them to be worth more than a fraction of a dollar. Yet hidden among these billions was one specific 2016 cent that defied every expectation, displaying a combination of minting errors so bizarre, so intricate, and so perfectly unique that it caught the world's attention and was eventually auctioned for an earth-shattering $379 million, shocking even the most seasoned collectors. The story begins with the discovery of this coin, found by pure chance by a collector who initially thought it was just another worn penny until they noticed a series of strange distortions across Lincoln's face, with the details appearing doubled, stretched, and slightly misaligned, leading experts to identify one of the most prominent and valuable types of minting flaws known as a double die obverse error, where during the minting process the die used to strike the coin shifted ever so slightly between impressions, resulting in an image that appears doubled, a phenomenon that instantly increases a coin's rarity and desirability, especially when the doubling is crisp and clear, as it was on this 2016 penny. But the doubling wasn't the only mystery. Further examination revealed that the coin's copper coating had been improperly applied, creating a shimmering, almost rainbow-toned luster under light, suggesting a rare planchet error that occurred when the zinc core was not fully covered in copper before striking, leaving parts of the surface exposed to oxidation, a defect that, while technically an error, gave the coin an unintentional beauty that collectors compared to art. Adding to its uniqueness, the coin displayed a partial collar strike error, meaning that during the striking process, the coin was not fully seated in the collar that forms its edge, resulting in a slightly expanded and uneven rim, a subtle imperfection that further confirmed this coin's journey through a series of minting mishaps that somehow escaped detection and quality control. Experts believe that this combination of a double die obverse, a partial collar strike, and a plating error happening simultaneously in one coin is virtually impossible, with odds estimated at less than 1 in several billion, making this 2016 penny not only an error coin but a once-in-a-lifetime minting phenomenon. Some even speculate that environmental factors inside the Denver Mint during 2016, including machinery recalibrations, die replacements, and planchet material inconsistencies, could have contributed to the creation of this extraordinary piece, though none of these explanations fully account for how a coin with so many distinct and high-grade errors could have been struck, released, and survived circulation long enough to be discovered in near-perfect condition. Beyond its technical errors, the 2016 1-cent coin also carries historical and symbolic significance. It represents the last era before major technological upgrades were introduced in U.S. mint quality assurance systems, meaning it was part of a transitional phase where older minting processes still left room for human error and mechanical imperfection, a perfect storm for the creation of one-off masterpieces like this. Collectors are drawn not just to the rarity but to the story, the idea that a coin meant to represent the most humble denomination could become a priceless artifact of minting history, a reflection of how even in precision-driven modern times, chance still plays its part in shaping legends. As word of the coin's discovery spread through the numismatic community, offers began pouring in, and authentication laboratories rushed to examine it under microscopes and high-resolution imaging tools, confirming that every feature, every micro-flaw, was genuine and unaltered by human hands, a true mint-born error that met all standards for authenticity. This confirmation only fueled its fame, with museums and private collectors battling for ownership, pushing its estimated value higher and higher until it reached the unimaginable figure of $379 million at a private auction, setting a record that no modern penny had ever come close to touching. The fascination around this coin isn't just about money, it's about the wonder of discovery and the thrill of possibility, the realization that something as ordinary as spare change can hold untold secrets waiting to be uncovered. The 2016 Pennies story has inspired countless people to start checking their own coins, hoping to find the next big error, and it has revived global interest in coin collecting, proving that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight. When studying the coin's reverse, experts also noted minute die cracks running along the edges of the shield design, forming patterns that resemble lightning bolts, a natural occurrence in worn dies but one that, in this coin's case, enhanced its uniqueness, as these cracks were perfectly aligned and symmetrical, a feature so aesthetically striking that it almost seemed intentional. Microscopic analysis also revealed tiny die chips near the D mint mark, small raised metal blobs caused by damage to the die face, further confirming the coin's authenticity as an error strike rather than a post-mint alteration. Interestingly, there were even discussions among metallurgists that the composition of this specific coin may differ slightly from the standard copper-plated zinc alloy due to anomalies in the plating bath, suggesting trace contamination that altered its reflective properties and color tone, making it stand out even more under certain lighting conditions. Every tiny imperfection told a part of its story, combining to create what collectors now call the miracle penny, a coin that defied logic and became a masterpiece of accidental art. It has been featured in numismatic journals, documentaries, and exhibitions as a symbol of how value is not always defined by intention but often by rarity, story, and mystery. Many experts argue that coins like the 2016 D-era penny remind us why numismatics is as much about history and human ingenuity as it is about currency, each coin a frozen moment in time, capturing the technology, culture, and even mistakes of its era. Imagine the machinery that struck this coin in 2016, a massive press designed to operate with microscopic precision, somehow producing this once-in-a-generation misstrike without detection. Some call it fate, others call it the perfect coincidence of timing, material, and malfunction. And while $379 million might seem unfathomable for a 1-cent coin, its value is not arbitrary. It represents the culmination of rarity, historical importance, collector demand, and the sheer emotional pull of owning something so impossibly unique. Auction houses have reported that private collectors from around the world, including museums and even tech billionaires fascinated by rare artifacts, competed aggressively for this coin, driving the price to record-breaking heights. Over time, the coin has become not just a collector's dream but a cultural symbol, proving that hidden treasures can exist in the most unexpected forms. It has sparked new research into how errors occur during high-speed minting, with numismatists using the 2016 D-penny as a case study in the unpredictable nature of mass production. It also serves as a reminder of the human element behind machines, because no matter how automated the process becomes, a single slip, vibration, or material defect can create something extraordinary. The legend of the 2016 D-penny continues to grow, with rumors of similar coins surfacing, though none have matched the perfection or combination of errors seen in the original. Collectors believe that even if another coin with a similar double die or plating flaw were found, it could never reach the same historical and emotional value because the first discovery holds the magic of originality, the moment when the impossible became real. This coin has transformed how people view small change, encouraging everyone to take a second look at their coins, to pay attention to details like mint marks, doubling, off-center strikes, and unusual colorations, because the next multi-million-dollar discovery could be sitting unnoticed in a jar or wallet right now. What makes the 2016 D penny even more fascinating is how its imperfections tell a perfect story of unpredictability and fortune, a tiny metal disc that teaches lessons about attention, patience, and curiosity. It's more than just a piece of currency, it's a testament to the beauty of error and the power of rarity. Experts continue to study high-resolution scans of the coin.